Chad and Dan from Excel Defense Studios, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We want to show you a variation of side control escape from bottom, no gi. You can use this in the gi, no gi, it doesn't matter. With what we call a short hook. It's actually Robert Fallis started training this with me a couple years ago, and I've been using it to a lot of success. So, from bottom, one of the keys is I want to be on my side facing my opponent, and one of the other keys is I don't want to let him at any time get head control. Here, a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys will frame on his hip because we want to go back to guard. I don't like to frame on the hip. I don't like to let him get control of my head. When he cross faces me and drives me flat, I can have a lot of problem getting away from him. So I don't ever want him to flatten me with head control. So I'll come here on his bicep, again, or I'll come on my own head right here, and that way I can stay facing him. Even if Dan were to drive me flat here, I can still turn and I can start an escape because my head is turned. If I let Dan get my head and get my head turned that way, good, I'm not escaping. It's a no-go. So I want to be here first. And then, Ricardo, move back down here for me so we can see this arm here. So what we'll do with this arm here, if he's good on top, he's not going to let me just get this far side underhook. In fact, he wants the far side underhook. So what I'll do a lot of times is I'll just put this on my belly. I'll put this arm to me as Dan moves in. And he'll move in, and then I can naturally start to find this underhook right here. I can naturally start to rotate that underhook and get it. Just keeping the arm between he and I. So Dan comes into me, boom, I'm here. And I'm going to start to take this underhook here. One of the mistakes guys make from this underhook position, and Dan's going to let me do it to exaggerate it, is I'll take this underhook, I'll bridge, and I'll throw this way up high. Good. I'll bridge and I'll throw that way up high, leaving all this space in between me and him. It leaves the opportunity for a guy who wrestled or a guy who's slick. He anticipates me bridging and underhooking up under his armpit. He'll anticipate that. He'll whizzer me if he's a wrestler. Another thing Dan can do is overhook this arm and step over the mouth. So we'll do it slow. He feels me bridge and go. He's going to overhook and step over. I'll actually get that when we're rolling with guys. I'll anticipate they're going to throw that arm way up and try to move me with their arm and leave all this space. And I'll actually move to mount. I'll overhook that arm. I'll move to knee on belly. And very, very common thing that I'll do when I'm in that top position. So I don't want that to happen. So as Dan comes in, I turn, I'm facing him, I go here. Okay? I don't want him to get that whizzer. I don't want him to get that whizzer, that overhook. So I'll come here. I'll bring my feet close to my butt, and I'll bridge just to pop him forward, and notice where my arm's going. After I bridge and I pop him, my arm is going behind his leg. It's like a race to see how fast my arm can go from here to the back of his leg. That takes away his whizzer. And then I can drag my body out the back door, and now I can shoot a low single or shoot a double. I can start to wrestle from there. So without Dan on me, I'm going to be here. Even if he starts to flatten me, I'll use that. I'll pop. The elbow stays connected to my rib cage. That's why we call it a short hook. I pop, and then I turn my hips and I come like this. You know that? So I'm here, boom. He's pushing into me. I come here, I pop, and I come here. Now I can come up, come here, wrestle, whatever the case may be. Dan can do the same thing to me. Dan's down. He's going to turn into me. He's going to keep me. He's going to use a frame right here to keep me from cross-facing. He's going to defend the cross-face. He'll establish his short hook, he'll pop me, and he's right on that leg. So now, the guy on top doesn't have an opportunity to whizzer him. If Dan gets lazy and he shoots that big long underhook, that big long traditional underhook, I come here on top. I'll step over, start working for this arm from the top side. I'll anticipate that. I'll whizzer. I'll come around, play my front headlock game. I won't let him get to my back if he does that big long underhook. Let's see that one more time. Big long underhook. So I'm here. Dan shoots it. Boom, I'm here. I'll wrestle, slide into my arm in, guillotine. Off of that, I'll do a lot of things off that big long underhook. So Dan short hooks, and he goes to my back leg this time. There's nothing there. And now he's managed to reverse me. So, thanks Dan. Thanks guys. Basically we're looking at using that short hook as a way to escape side control bottom. Some key concepts you need to remember if you end up on bottom. I don't want to be flat. I want to turn and face my opponent. I want to get on my hip. Don't allow him to cross face you here, here. Keep him from cross facing you. Short underhook, pop, and then get your hand as quick as possible to the back of the leg. If you'll remember those concepts, I think you'll have a lot of success. Try this out at the gym. Go train jiu-jitsu. Thanks, guys.